Okay, so you've been keeping an eye on your chickens,
Right.
like you do when you've got a flock.
Yep.
And you reached out with some questions about what you're seeing back there.
Uh-huh.
So for this deep dive, we are getting into a surprisingly insightful area,
Okay.
chicken poop.
All right.
We're looking at an article called 7 Types of Chicken Droppings and What They Mean for Your Flock.
That's a good one.
And our goal today is pretty straightforward.
Okay.
We want to give you the knowledge to understand what's going on with your birds based on what they leave behind.
Yeah, that's so important.
So we're talking about, like, you see something in the coop
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, is that normal?
Exactly.
Should I be worried?
Should I call the vet?
Right.
Yeah. This article is like a cheat sheet for chicken health.
It really is.
It's like getting a sneak peek inside your birds without, having to do anything invasive.
Right.
Just by looking at what they leave behind.
Exactly.
You can often spot problems early on, which is key to keeping your flock happy and healthy.
Absolutely. And this piece breaks down 7 distinct types of droppings.
Oh, wow.
And each one could be telling a different story about what's going on inside your chicken.
Okay, interesting.
So we're going to walk through all 7 types.
All right.
And by the end, you'll know exactly what to look for.
I like it.
Okay, so let's just jump right in.
Let's do it.
Let's start with what we want to see.
Okay.
Normal chicken poop.
The good stuff.
Right.
So the article describes the ideal dropping as being firm,
Okay.
brown, and topped with a white urate cap.
A little white cap.
Yeah, that white part is basically their version of urine.
Interesting.
It's how they get rid of nitrogenous waste.
So it's like pee, but not liquid.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they also mention you might see some slight variations in color,
Okay.
like a little bit of green or yellow.
Like if they've been eating a lot of grass.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like corn.
Right.
Makes sense.
That's just the pigments from their food showing up.
It's total sense.
Nothing to worry about.
Okay, so if you're seeing this consistently
Mm-hmm.
and your birds are, acting normal,
Right.
scratching around,
Pecking,
making scramble,
just being chickens.
that's a really good sign.
Yeah, that means their system is in balance.
Right.
Everything's working as it should be.
Okay. So far, so good.
Now, things get a little more complicated when we start talking about green poop.
Okay, so we see some green.
Right.
What should we be thinking?
So the first thing to consider is their diet.
Like, have they been out on the lawn more than usual?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If they've been munching on a lot of grass or leafy greens,
Uh-huh.
you're going to see that green color in their droppings.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's just the chlorophyll from the plants.
So just like us when we eat a lot of greens.
Pretty much.
Okay. But what if their diet hasn't changed?
Right.
And they're still pooping green?
That's when we need to start thinking about other possibilities.
Oh.
The article mentions a few things to watch out for, like Marek's disease,
Oh, wow.
Newcastle disease,
Okay.
or even internal parasites.
So green poop could mean a lot of different things.
It could.
So what do we do?
Well, that's where being a chicken detective comes in.
I like that.
We need to look for other clues.
Or,
Are they acting lethargic?
oh.
Do they have ruffled feathers?
Mm-hmm.
Are they eating less?
Okay, so look for other symptoms.
Exactly.
Okay.
These are all pieces of the puzzle that can help us figure out what's going on.
Okay, I'm getting my detective hat on.
Me too.
All right, let's move on to another type of dropping.
Okay.
This one, the article flags as pretty serious.
Uh-oh.
Yellow and foamy poop.
This is one you don't want to ignore.
So what should be setting off alarm bells here?
Well, yellow runny or foamy droppings are often an early sign of coccidiosis.
What is that?
It's a parasitic infection
Right.
that can really wreak havoc on their gut health.
So like internal parasites, but this one affects their gut specifically. And it's
Exactly.
not just coccidiosis.
Right.
The article also mentions that yellow and foamy poop could be a sign of fowl typhoid,
Oh, wow.
which is a bacterial infection.
Yes.
Or even kidney trouble.
So yeah, this is not something you want to just wait and see about.
Definitely not.
If you see this, you need to act fast.
Okay, so what do we do?
First, isolate any affected birds.
Okay. Get them away from the rest of the flock.
Yep.
Okay?
Then call your vet.
Like a professional opinion.
Exactly.
Okay? Good advice.
The sooner you catch these things, the better the outcome.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, moving on to black poop.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this one doesn't sound good.
The article describes it as tar-like droppings. Not a good visual.
Not at all.
And it's a real cause for concern.
So what's going on here?
Well, the main worry is that it could be a sign of internal bleeding.
Internal bleeding.
Yeah, somewhere in the digestive system.
Okay,
So like if there's a cut or an ulcer,
makes sense.
that's causing blood to mix in with their droppings.
Okay, so why is it black and tarry?
Well, it's because the blood has been partially digested
Oh, I see.
by the time it comes out.
So it's kind of like
Like when you cook meat
Yeah.
and the juices come out.
Yeah, okay.
They're not bright red. They're more like brown.
Okay.
So the blood has been broken down.
So if we see black droppings.
Straight to the vet.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Don't mess around with this one.
Get it checked out.
Better safe than sorry.
All right, now let's talk about white or milky poop.
Okay.
This one's interesting because the article lists 3 potential causes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not just one thing.
So what are the possibilities?
So the first one is internal worms.
Oh, that's a common one.
Yeah, parasites are a big concern with chickens,
Right.
and they can really disrupt their digestion.
Which can lead to those white or milky droppings.
Exactly.
Yeah. What else?
The second possibility is pylorem disease.
Colorum disease.
Yeah, it's a bacterial infection that affects their gut.
And that can also cause white droppings.
Exactly.
So we've got worms and bacteria. What's the third one?
This one's kind of a big one.
Okay.
Gumboro disease.
Gumboro disease.
Yeah, also known as infectious bursal disease.
Okay.
And it's a viral issue.
Oh, so this one's more serious.
Yeah, this one needs prompt attention.
And the article mentions vaccination
Yes.
as a preventative measure.
Absolutely. If you're in an area where gumboro is a risk,
Okay.
vaccination is crucial.
So basically, white or milky poop means something's not right inside.
Right.
And we need to figure out what it is.
Exactly.
Look for other symptoms
Yeah.
and maybe talk to your vet.
Okay, now get ready for this one.
Okay.
Bloody poop.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this one's alarming.
Definitely.
So what's the first thing that comes to mind when we see blood in the droppings?
Coccidiosis
Like bingo, yeah, the nasty parasite.
can really damage the lining of their intestines.
And that's where the blood is coming from.
Right.
Ouch.
Yeah, and it can lead to some serious problems.
Like what?
Loss of appetite.
Okay.
And if it's not treated.
It can even be fatal.
So this is another one where we need to act fast.
Absolutely.
Time is of the essence.
Get them treated ASAP.
Okay, last but not least,
We have orange poop.
orange poop.
Yeah, this one might sound scary.
It does.
But the article actually starts by reassuring us that it's usually normal.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So why the orange color?
I'm curious.
It's basically just the chickens shedding the lining of their intestines,
Oh,
which is a natural process.
like a gut cleanse.
Exactly.
There's nothing to worry about.
Usually.
Usually.
But there's a catch.
Okay, I was wondering about that.
If you see orange droppings and there's blood
Mm-hmm.
or other signs of illness,
Okay.
then it might not be just normal shedding.
It could be something more serious.
Right.
Like an intestinal issue.
Exactly. So always consider the context.
Right.
If everything else seems fine,
Uh-huh.
it's probably just the natural shedding.
Okay.
But if there are other red flags,
Pay attention.
Yay.
So the article ends with some advice on how to keep your flock healthy.
okay, I'm all ears.
So they really stress the importance of being proactive.
Okay,
Check your chickens' droppings regularly.
make it a habit.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's like a daily health check.
Easy to do
And it can really help you catch problems early on.
before they become serious.
Right.
Okay, what else?
They also mention that a lot of common issues like coccidiosis,
Mm-hmm.
bacterial infections,
Yeah.
and digestive upsets
Okay,
can be managed or even prevented with probiotics.
probiotics.
Yeah, those good bacteria
Okay.
that help keep their gut healthy.
So it's all about gut health.
Pretty much.
Interesting.
They even mention a specific product called Pruex Boost.
Pruex boost.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good for supporting a balanced gut microbiome.
And a strong immune system.
Exactly.
So it's not just about identifying problems.
Right.
It's about taking steps to prevent them in the first place.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that proactive approach.
So the takeaway message here is that paying attention to your chicken's poop,
Even though it's not the most glamorous thing,
I know, right?
can really help you keep them healthy and happy.
Absolutely.
So there you have it.
Our deep dive into chicken poop.
We did it.
We made it through.
Now you know what to look for.
And what to do if you see something that's not quite right.
Exactly.
You know what's really fascinating to me?
What's that?
It's how something as simple as poop
Right.
can tell us so much about an animal's health.
It's like a window into their well-being.
It really makes you think about other areas where we might be overlooking important information.
Like what?
I don't know, maybe there are subtle signs in our own bodies
Okay.
that we're not paying attention to.
That could be telling us something. It's
Exactly.
interesting thought.
It's all about being observant.
And knowing what to look for.
Exactly.
Well, on that note,
We'll leave you to ponder that.
thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Until next time.
Happy chicken keeping.
And may your flocks be healthy.
And your poop be normal.
As normal as chicken poop can be.